Hi guys, welcome back to Mansell Media Corner. In today's video I'm going to show you my part 2 of my heavy metal hard rock CDs, plus there were a couple of vinyl. And to start off with, I think this came out in 2004, which is the Judas Priest Mythology set. There were 4 discs plus a DVD from 1982 in Memphis on a Screaming for Vengeance tour. This one has got the early Judas Priest. Plus highlights of this one, you've got Dissident Aggressor, which was later covered by Slayer, I think, on the South of Heaven album. Plus also you got Tyrant from Sad Rings of Destiny. You've got the Two-Pronged Crown, which was the Green Man Alicia Pardon, which was covered by Fleetwood Mac originally. And on to disc 2, we've got stuff from the iconic British Steel, like Living After Midnight, and Rapid Fire is an awesome song. Plus also you got a bit of Point of Entry and of course Screaming for Vengeance. Then on disc 3 you've got Turbo, I think it is, and Defenders of the Faith. That's disc 3. And disc 4 you've got 1988's Ram It Down, Painkiller and the Tim Ripper Owens. And there's some of the songs. And this was never released. I'm not too sure if it was ever came out originally on VHS, but this is from December the 12th at Mid-South Coliseum on Screaming for Vengeance tour. You can see some amazing metal anthems like Breaking the Law, I think they do, Metal Gods, Devil's Child, which is a brilliant rendition. So yes, that's the Judas Priest Mythology. And there will be some more Judas Priest. And onto a band I actually saw in Wolverhampton. And it's Conquest of Steel. I actually met the band as well. But this is kind of like a parody of, like a parody of live concerts, but it's a decent band. And then shout out to my good friend Nigel over at Rock God 2004, who's got this. And I've also got the CD, which I will show you in a bit, but it's the original Metal for Mothers, with the original Sanctuary before I think it was Paul Diano on vocals, but you've got Tigers of Pantang. They haven't, pardon me. You've got Sledgehammer by a band called Sledgehammer. Captured City by Praying Mantis. Samson without Bruce Dickinson on vocals, which is sung by the late great Paul Sampson. Baphomet by Angel Witch. So yeah. And then one of the great heavy metal bands, and the original three members are no longer with us, but it's the Mighty Motorhead with Stone Deaf Forever. And this one has got a replica poster. Where was it? At the catwalk in Washington. You can't tell but Morbid Angel, but I think was the support act. Plus, I think, being a wrestling fan, I think this covers no, but as a wrestling fan, I know the guy Triple H loves this band a lot. I think it's one of his favourite, like, hard rock, heavy metal. And this is a brilliant, like, documentary, but it's the Richie Blackmore story. And you've got contributions from Brian May, Steve Lukather of Toto, of course, Joe Satriani, the late great John Ward, of course, Gene Simmons, Jolene Turner, Steve Vai, Graham Bonnet and Ian Anderson. Plus also it's got Live in Japan from 1984 with Jolene Turner on vocals and Roger Glove on bass. So that's my limited edition. Let me just put that back. And on to the CDs. We start off with Deep Purple Words and Music, which has still got the HMV price on, but these are really interesting and like snippets of interviews with a bit of music to coincide. And I've just talked about Judas Priest. This is the return of Rob Halford in 2004, which is Angel of Retribution. I actually saw them on this tour in Birmingham, which was brilliant at the time. I believe the Scorpions supported them, but it's the only time I've ever seen Judas Priest live, and they were good at this period. And I've always spoken highly of my best friend's band, Dark Forest. If you do not know what type of music they play, it's like heavy metal meets a bit of folk. But this EP came out in, I think it's 2009. But it's the Defender. I think it was either 2009 or 2010. But this is Dark Forest Defender EP. And you got a cover either to Thee My Country, which was of course composed by Gustav Holst, who famously did The Planets. But yeah, if you never heard Dark Forest, I would highly recommend, and you should. Great band. It's not just because it's my best friend, but they are amazing. Anyhow, yeah, we got Live Deep Purple from 1985 at Networth, which was the Mark II reunion. Then an album what everyone should have in their collection. It's Rainbow Rising from 1976, of course, with the amazing Stargazer. And the same producer, which was the late great Martin Birch, produced Heaven and Hell, which is Ronnie James Dio's first of a couple of albums with Black Sabbath. That is the deluxe edition. And speaking of deluxe editions, this is at the time the 30th anniversary of British Steel, which has got the live 30th anniversary DVD where they're playing British Steel throughout. Plus also you got Free Wheel Burning, Diamonds and Rusts, and Victim of Changes. And back to the Dark Forest. This is one of the later albums. This is The Awakening with the brilliant Sons of England, which is a epic song in its own right. But you got Rise Like Lions, which is brilliant. Like I said, if you like your folkish type of music, like Fintroll, etc., Dark Forest are definitely a must. Like I say, big shout out by the way to Sea of Tranquility, who do a fortnight show called The Review Crew. So yes, I highly recommend this band if you've never heard of them. And of course, the singer who's out on tour at the moment, Bruce Dickinson, and this is The Chemical Wedding, with of course the artwork of William Blake. And the band are still, I think, touring with Judas Priest, but I'm not 100% sure. But it's the Mighty Saxon, of course. The Eagle has landed. Brilliant album. Of course, pardon me. Of course, it got Rainbow with Long Live Rock and Roll with Kill the King. Again, an amazing album produced by Martin Birch. And speaking of the Dio connection, can't go wrong with Dio album number 1 from 1983. Which is Holy Diver. And back to the Judas Priest, which is Defenders of the Faith. Again, really good hard rock heavy metal album. Then this is the last album with David Lee Roth, but this one's famous for the big song at the time, which was Jump. Of course, it's the mighty Van Halen. I think this is the weakest out of the three albums, but this album's great. It's got Hot for Teacher, which has got an amazing drum intro by Alex Van Halen, of course. And this is the later Dark Forest. And it's Oak, Ash and Thorn. Like I say, brilliant band. If you've never heard of them, I would recommend you guys listen to this band. Not everyone's cup of tea, which is understandable, but they're really cool. A bit of a new wave of British heavy metal with a brilliant, iconic cover at the time, which was at the Soundhouse, I think it was. But you've got bands like Samson with Vice Versa, which also has a music video. Biceps of Steel, I think it is. But you've got like I say, you've got Sledgehammer, you got Blitzkrieg. So you got Tigers of Pantang on this one, Praying Mantis. Holocaust with Heavy Metal Mania, which is a brilliant metal song. But you've also got Saxon, Angel Witch, Diamond Head, Marseille, which I think's got Neil Buchanan, who was in Art Attack. But you got Clovenhoof, so yeah. Really good compilation. If it hasn't got Iron Maiden or Def Leppard, but this is brilliant. I think you can still get this, but again, highly recommend this collection. Plus, also, I think this came out in the mail on Sunday years ago, but this is kind of got some obvious great songs. This Giants of Rock, so you've got the likes of The Jam, which isn't rock and punk, but you've got Free, In Excess, New Sensation. Yeah, Free are doing all right now, which is their biggest song, I think. You've got the Small Faces, got the Bimtown Rats with the iconic Rat Trap. Speaking of Sea Tranquility, they did a video about bands who were popular but got a lot of negative things on the last albums, but this is one of the ones what the guy Pete Pardro, I will leave a link in the description for the channels to check out. But this is Iron Maiden Shinjitsu with a brilliant Eddie on the front and on the back as well. Then you've got the Book of Souls with a very menacing looking Eddie again. I'm not too sure if this is a digibook, but again a shout out to Nigel over in Rock God 2004. Huge Iron Maiden fan. And you got a couple of compilations. Here and again, shout out to a fellow YouTuber and a fellow subscriber in Big Paulie. I know he loves this band, Magnum, and they appear with a song called The Prize, and Soldier of the Line, and Changes, and Hit and Run. But you've got bands like All in Your Mind, which I made and later done a B-side to. You've also got Motorhead. So I got these ironically from Zavvi in Merry Hill, which is now, I believe, a shoe shop or trainer's shop, but it used to be, it was originally a Virgin Megastore, and I think Zavvi bought them out. See, Daisy? And Ace of Spades, which is Driving Metal, which I think this has got the original I Think We Were Alone Now, with a band called the Rubinews, which was famously covered by Tiffany in about 1988. But again, it got some great artists and bands. Then you got Live Angel Witch. Band, I believe, is still going strong as well. Speaking of a great band, Louder Than Hell, of course, the Mighty Manowar. And this is the CD version of Metal for Mothers. There's the back. It's hard to believe this album came out in 2000, but it's Iron Maiden's Brave New World with the returning classic lineup with Bruce Dickinson and Adrian Smith. There's the band at the back. And one of the best Iron Maiden albums of the 80s. In Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. Again. There's the back. And this, I believe, came out in a classic rock. But you've got bands like Whitesnake doing a song called Ready to Rock. Motley Crue, Dr. Feelgood, Motorhead, Saxon, Magnum, Cheap Trick, UFO. So yeah, some iconic bands. Speaking of legendary bands, Black Sabbath Volume 4 with originally Tad Changes on. And there's the legend himself, Ozzy Osbourne, at the back. And a great band. Okay, not everyone's cup of tea in the metal community, but this is Guns N' Roses' Use Your Illusion 2 with Civil War, which is an amazing song. And of course, You Could Be Mine, which was off Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Again, a bit of German power metal in Running Wild in Under Jolly Roger. Again, brilliant band. Not too sure if I'm still going strong. We've got Deep Purple, Who Do We Think We Are, from 1973. I'm going to say. But again, you got Woman from Tokyo, which is one of their best songs of this album. And this is Dark Forest's first album with a cameo in Japan, pardon, with Phil Cobb of Witchfinder General. But you've got an amazing song in Fight for Metal, which is a brilliant metal song. But yeah, like I said, highly recommend this band. If you've never heard of them, you should check them out. Like I say, not everyone's cup of tea. Then we got The Very Best of Rainbow with Richie Blackmore. This one covers all of the albums up to the Jolene Turner. So you got the first album, plus also you got Street of Dreams, which is a brilliant song. A little bit of Live King Diamond, who's still going strong. This is Deadly Lullabies Lives. But you've got No Presents for Christmas, Welcome Home, The Family Ghost, to name others. And again, being a new wave of British heavy metal fan at the time, this was this band called Titan, and the bass plays Kevin Riddles, formerly of Angel Witch. But this is like his side project. And I've just mentioned this is the remastered version of British Steel. Brilliant, iconic album. Of course, can't go on with a bit of Mighty Iron Maiden. It is arguably this and Power Slave as my top 3 Iron Maiden albums. Again, it's got the iconic Hallowed Be Thy Name. This again, shout out to Nigel over at Rock God 2004, who did a bass cover of Hallowed Be Thy Name, and he played it just like Steve Harris plays it. And we got from 2011, yes, The Final Frontier. Not everyone's favourite Iron Maiden album. I have a bit of fun listening to this one, especially The Alchemist, Coming Home, and When the Wild Wind Blows. Some really good songs off this album. And I just mentioned this band, which was Conquest of Steel. This is their debut CD. I think I told this story when I got the Defender Dark Forest EP. I actually met the bass player of Cloven Hoof prior to that in 2009, but I bought this CD from ST Records in Dudley, and the bass player Lee Payne happily hand-signed his name on this album. The album, the year I was born in 1981, so it's Killers from Iron Maiden with an iconic Eddie image. And speaking of Phil Cope, very naughty image but it's which find the general's death penalty again. Not to like Black Sabbath, but I think Metallica. I think James Hetfield's a bit of a fan of this band in particular. And this is like a Deep Purple anthems, but you've got Living Wreck, plus the original Hush from Shades of Deep Purple, I think it is. And back to the new wave of British heavy metal with Empire of Thunder again. You've got some underrated heavy metal bands who weren't as successful as, say, like Angel Witch, Saxon, Iron Maiden, Def Leppard, to name a few. Then we got Deep Purple live at the Olympia in 1996. With the classic lineup of Steve Morse on guitar, and John Lord and Ian Pace. Then Bruce Dickinson's solo album, which, yes, I can see why it gets a lot of it's 50-50. It is very pop metal friendly, but I like this album. Speaking of the man of the hour, this is, as Bruce would say, Scream for Me Brazil, but this is his like live album. Again, got some great songs. This is Dark Forest's like second EP, which came out in 2006. Not a very good version, but you've got, like I say, you got Fight for Metal, you got No Man's Land, which is a great metal song. Of course, Far Darrig. There's the band back in the day. And then you got a couple of like amazing guitar players and like Eric Clapton. But this is Guitar Legends compilation. They got so you got like blues, guitars, hard rock, and heavy metal, pardon me. And a bit of a Judas Priest compilation, but this is like bands covering their music. Of course, got the legendary Chuck Snyder, I think he was called, doing Painkiller by his band Death. He got I'm a Folk doing Breaking the Law. Iced Earth covering Screaming for Vengeance. Of course, famous Skid Row with Sebastian Bach, with Rob Halford, doing Delivering the Goods, and Annihilator doing Hellbent for Leather, plus lots more bands. And then we've got Iron Maiden's X Factor, which is a brilliant Eddie on the front. Of course, you got Man of the Edge, Sign of the Cross, Lord of the Flies, and there's the back. Speaking of Black Sabbath, this is the best of Black Sabbath, which covers up to Ian Gillan. Again, you've got the Prince of Darkness period himself, Ozzy Osbourne, Dio and Ian Gillan. I know Pete Pardo again, Oversea Tranquility. This is his favourite Iron Maiden. It is an awesome album, but it's Peace of Mind with Eddie on the front cover. There's the back, of course, famous for the Trooper. And this is Black Sabbath Paranoid. But you've got the iconic War Pigs. If you don't know, I love my professional wrestling, and this was War Pigs was the War Pigs was the official, when I say intro to Survivor Series 2002, which was the War Games. But you've got the legendary Paranoid, Iron Man. Then we've got Deep Purple and Rock, which isn't the hand printed. These would have been signed by the band themselves, but this is the 25th anniversary, I think it is. But you've got Black Knight. Look at how young Richie Blackmore looks at the time. And of course, can't go on with a bit of the Prince of Darkness. Still going strong, I think. Of course, he got some legendary songs like No More Tears, of course. I Don't Want to Change the World, which was off Live and Loud, I think it is. Also got Miracle Man, got Bark at the Moon, Diary of a Madman. Plus also you've got like covering the Randy Rhoads period, Jake E. Lee, I think his name is, and of course the legendary Zakk Wylde. Then again, a new wave of British heavy metal band in Tank. Tank Live and Race covers Live in Germany 1981. It's got studio demos, Live Germany and Live in Japan in 1999. And again, a big influence on Metallica. Of course, can't go on with a band from Stourbridge. It's the Best of Diamond Head. So you've got Helpless, which I've covered lots of time. Of course, Am I Evil? Again, Metallica covered, I think it was the Garage EP, I think it is. But again, another metal band from the new album, which is Chariot. Of course, the last one is Saxon compilation. The very best of Saxon, covering 1979 to 1988. So yeah, that's my part 2 of my hard rock heavy metal compilations. I'm gonna do some quick shout outs to my very good friend Beat Down Bunny, who's a wrestling fan, but he's a really awesome YouTuber. And like I said, Big Paulie, who's one of my influences to do with like film and television. So then we got Rock God 2004 game, which is Nige. He loves his hard rock, he loves his Iron Maiden, but he also is really awesome YouTuber. But also you get Metal Mickey as well. Not the Mickey Dollars written show, but this guy loves his metal music. He does like retro reviews of Metal Hammer and Kerrang. So yeah, anyhow, thank you for watching the channel. I will leave the description for the channels I've mentioned plus others. So anyhow, give this video a like. Please share and subscribe and comment on what albums I should or you would recommend me to listen to. So like I said, anyhow, thank you for watching the channel and goodbye guys, and I'll be possibly with a review later on today or not. So anyhow, thank you for watching Mansell Media Corner. Like I said, don't forget to smash the bell icon for exclusive videos. So anyhow, thank you for watching the channel and goodbye folks, goodbye.